thank you guys again for watching. Today we're going to be doing it's not really a first impression because I did already swatch this palette, but it's kind of a first impression. It's a first time try on of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette, and it's kind of, I don't know, this palette just, I love this palette. Like, it's just, the colors in it are so unique that I just don't have anything like these in my collection, so I'm just super excited to try out this palette with you guys. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit that like button down below if you like this video, and I hope you guys stay a while. So without further ado, let's get right on into this tutorial. So I already went ahead and did my face makeup. I didn't want the video to have any face makeup in it because I wanted to strictly be involved around this palette. Right now, I just packed on some powder underneath my eyes because the Subculture palette does have some fallout, so I didn't want it to ruin my face makeup, so I just wanted to be safe, like safer than sorry with this palette, so I just packed the powder. So in case any fallout does happen, then at least you can wipe it away with the powder and it won't ruin your makeup. So going into the Subculture palette, I am so excited to play with these colors. I don't know which colors I want to play with yet. I think I'm gonna really use this yellow because it's just blowing my mind about how bright that is. Yeah, I'm kind of over the whole warm tone thing, so I'm going to go in with these more cool tone colors and I'm going to make a look with those. So I'm going to go into the shade Lure. This is this like dusty rose pinky color, and I'm going to put that into my crease and kind of use this as my transition color. I'm going to take the shade Unity, it's this color right here, and I'm going to use that to just blend out the edges of that color, just because I did forget to set my eyelids, so my eyelid's a little bit sticky. So far so good with those shadows. Again, like I said, I didn't set down a powder, so at first they were kind of patchy, but that's just because I did not put a powder down. These shadows blend out super good though. Alright, I'm gonna scare myself a little bit and go into the shade Obsidian. That's this black color, and I'm gonna start to pack that onto my inner and outer crease to make like kind of a halo eye. I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape and I'm going to actually cut the center of my crease, so like the center of my eyelid, I'm going to cut it. I've never done this before, so let's hope this turns out. This looks so funny. Okay guys, you gotta give me like a minute to freaking do this because this is difficult. Really shouldn't try something new in like first impressions, that's for sure. I am now gonna go into the shade Throne, and I'm just gonna put that on to moving into the middle of the eyelid. I'm gonna put that on either side where the Obsidian shade is. This is a beautiful color. And now I'm going to go into Sphere, and I'm going to put that into the center of my eyelid. I don't know how this is going to look, but I'm hoping it turns out good. That's a really pigmented color. And now I'm just going to go back into Throne, and I'm going to just blend those two together. So I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and go back into Lure, and I'm just going to kind of soften the edges just a little bit because they are like pretty harsh. I'm going to take Obsidian and I'm going to start shading that onto my lower lash line. And then I'm going to go into the shade Throne. And I'm just putting this kind of in the middle of my under eye. And now I'm going to take the shade Sphere and I'm just going to put this all the way into the inner corner. And now I'm just going to take my fluffy brush and go back into Lure, and I'm just going to smoke out that bottom. I'm going to take the shade Pyramid and I'm going to put that into my inner corner. This shade's like kind of crumbly glitter, but it's super nice, but yeah, it's more of a crumbly. Definitely need to use Fix Plus for that shade. And now I'm going to take the shade Lucid and I'm going to put that onto my brow bone. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the shade Pearl. It's kind of this reddy brown, and I'm just going to put this into the corners just to brighten them up just a little bit and help them blend. I'm just going to go ahead with mascara and eyeliner and lashes, and I will be right back. Alright guys, so this is the finished makeup look. This is with lashes and liner. I went ahead and used this liner. I didn't use a black liner. I used the NYX Faux Blacks in Black Olive. It's kind of just like a hunter green kind of color, and I just thought it went really well with this look. And then on my lips, I am wearing Kat Von D Everlasting Lipstick in Bow and Arrow, and it matches that, I can't even remember what shade that is, and it matches the shade Lure perfectly. It's just, it kind of is almost monochromatic with the eyes, so I just thought it worked really well together. My final end result for this palette is, I think it's totally way better than the Subculture palette. It's more user-friendly than the Subculture palette. I personally do love the Subculture, but it is a little bit more challenging to use. You do have to have a certain technique with the Subculture palette. This palette is more like the Modern Renaissance formula. It's a lot easier to use. Some of the shadows like Pyramid and Lucid, those more glittery shades, you do need a setting spray with them. I like to set mine with MAC Fix Plus. They're just a little bit more chunky kind of glitters. It's just a little bit harder to work with, but honestly, if you use MAC Fix Plus, you're fine. It's easy to use. The shades in here are beautiful. Again, like the only shades I used was Lucid, Pyramid, I used Throne, and Obsidian, and Lure, because those are kind of like the more like oddball shades that I thought. The most like, this shade Dimension here is just beautiful. I can't wait to create a look with that. Osiris is really calling to me, and these shades are just so unique in this palette. Like, I don't have anything like some of these in my collection. Like Dimension, I have nothing like. Throne, I definitely have nothing like. Osiris, Sphere, Obsidian is kind of more of like a greenish, bluish black, I would say. It's not really a full black. But honestly, like, this palette is just, I like it because it gets me more out of my comfort zone. If you are somebody who just likes neutrals, I wouldn't really recommend this palette. If you like to play with color, this palette is amazing. I honestly 110% recommend you get it. It is limited edition for the holiday season, so that is just something to keep in mind. So final result, I think this palette is 110% worth it. I would just say if you're a beginner in makeup and don't like to play with color, I probably wouldn't pick up this palette because you'll probably never look at it. But there is so many different looks that you can create with this palette, and that's the thing I like about it, is you kind of get bored with the looks. Like the Modern Renaissance palette, as much as I love it, I'm starting to get really bored of it because it's just pure warm tone colors, and I'm kind of loving to start playing with these cooler tones. So that's why I like this palette. But you guys can always watch more reviews. You don't have to listen to exactly like what everyone says. Like, go into Sephora, touch it, feel it for yourself. I did see it at Sephora the other day, so it is in store. And yeah, like, you guys just need to have your own word about this, but honestly, like, from my experience, this is a lovely palette. So this is the end of the video. I hope you guys subscribe, and I hope you guys stay a while. Make sure you hit that like button down below if you like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. So in case any follow does occur, so in case any follow does occur, happen. I'm gonna take my I'm gonna take my sharp I'm gonna take my shirt.
Oh, well,